kick us off a little mihi. Yeah, I think we are fine. Kia ora te whānau. Kia ora te whānau. Mānawa tia Matariki. Mānawa mai e te putanga o Matariki, mānawa mai e te ariki o te rangi, mānawa mai e te matahi o te tau, nau mai ki te tau hau Māori. Māori New Year, nau mai te kāhui whetū o Matariki. Mānawa tia Matariki crew. How's everyone feeling?
Feeling good, bro.
Good,
Kia ora,
good.
everyone.
Nā koutou tēnā. Otira, everyone at home that's tuning in tonight. Ooh, what a match. Oh, what a match. Let's just cover off these score predictions. Tans, when I looked at your score prediction of 32-10, I was like, oh, you were pretty much on the money, but you actually went for the Broncos.
Hey, thanks for snitching me out to everybody and all the viewers.
Straight under the bus.
If anyone's got any short-term memory loss, the sister went for the and quite rightfully so. But yeah, then it came down for me 18-10, Damien 28-22, Ty with a draw, and Reo with 32-31. What a win, Whānau. What a win. Initial thoughts before we get into it.
Good turnaround. You know, we were under the pump after last week. A lot of people out there doubting us, so it's good to see a good turnaround and just shut up the doubters a little bit, you know. Hopefully get some confidence back in the tank and bring on the Bulldogs on Saturday.
Yeah. I was really impressed, but you could kind of tell after the first 5 minutes, it was like, oh man, something's up here, man. Something's cooking, because I was wrecked. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the boys look locked in, eh? I mean, but we've seen them locked in before though. So even when it was like 2 minutes to go, I'm thinking, is this game ain't over yet? You know?
Yeah, because even at 16-10 or even at 16-6, I'm like, oh, bro, we need to score. We need to score again, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, they were awesome. I mean, a couple of errors, but not many. I mean, like I mentioned in our group chat, I think our forward pack, including our interchange, all tackled at over 90%.
Crazy.
So the high 90s, mid 90s, and I think between them, so AFB got the error, and I think it was in Dylan Walker. I can't remember who, but there was only like 3 errors from our forwards as well. Oh, nice. Jackson Ford. So it was Jackson Ford, Dylan Walker, and AFB. According to the stats, I had shout out Warrior Hollett. I just, I'll say that proudly, that I just take it from you when you post them up. But yeah, I was really impressed, really happy, man. I watched the game 4 times. I'm not going to lie.
Cheers, Zane. Big shout out to Zane. If you're not following Zane over at Warriorholic, you probably already are. But the bro's been putting some mean as work.
How good's Te Maire Martin though? I mean,
brother was cooking.
Man.
Mean.
Because I went onto the NRL website, and so all the games where Te Maire has started at 5'8", we've only won 1 and drawn. We got the draw and the win with him at 5'8". Every game where he started at halfback, we've won.
Brother was cooking.
Yeah.
Best game season so far?
Be up there, eh?
Definitely those kicks.
It's hard to believe he's only played 90 games. I mean, obviously he left for those years, but far out, man. His eyes up fully is amazing, because when he put that little chip kick, even CHT, obviously they've been training together throughout the year, because we all know SJ was injured, he wasn't training with the squad, so obviously TMM and CHT got heaps of minutes in training together, and it so reflects on the footy field, man. When TMM put in that little grubber in goal, but he was looking at. Because I seen him take a quick look, and he must have been looking at his on the players on his inside, which was Dylan Walker, CNK. And CHT was like a good 5 meters behind him out to the left.
No, he's miles away.
Almost on the, so, and he just came from nowhere. And I just love that. I love that everybody is reading the play, you know, and just, yeah, awesome.
Get some of that unpredictability back that we had before,
Yeah.
right? Like last year we had a bit of unpredictability and we just kind of lost it.
And I think TMM offers that because he's off the cuff, you know, he's an off the cuff play. He plays what he sees in front of him. He doesn't, it's not all about structure for him, I don't think. You know, surely there will be it in there, but I think it's just, yeah. I mean, him and CHT just, they make it just seem so fluid, the way they work together with the whole team, actually. They were on. Yeah. So really impressed, really, really impressed with their effort.
Yep, hard out. Just want to switch gears just real quickly because we haven't done this in a while. So I just want to have a look at our fantasy. I haven't touched my fantasy in a while, and you'll see I'm coming for Real's wooden spoon, basically. I've got my eyes on you, Real. I'm about 6 spots away from grabbing that wooden spoon, cuz. And if we have a look at the top, Kane, David, all these fellas, and Tyrone, bro, you're still touching distance, bro. You're still touching distance up there.
Top 10.
But then on the flip side, we go all the way to the bottom. Where the hell am I?
I'm not even in there anymore, you know.
We got Real, and I'm coming for you, bro. Here I am, right here.
Are you one above him, Tons?
Oh,
yeah.
Am I above? Oh my gosh, how is that? I haven't checked it in for. I actually thought I deleted it.
Nah.
I don't think you can delete it.
Are those points differential? I don't know. What's that?
I don't know. Ask Ty.
That's how much points you're getting every week. I'm checking mine every week, and I don't want to check it because I'm getting shit ass scores the last couple of weeks.
I can't even remember who's in my team.
No.
But I did. I'll tell you what.
I don't care about my team anymore.
Me and my boy, we bet every week. Like we'll put like $20 each into his TAB account and just do some bets for every game. And I had, would you believe it? I had CHT, I had RTS, and I had Willison, but all on different bet sheets, betting slips. But we only bet like $1 or $2. But yeah, I had Willison, CHT, and RTS. And I think I had Mitch Barnett and someone else. But yeah, I picked 3 of the try scorers anyway. I knew RTS was going to score. And this is what I love about, because this is the first game that CHT, Te Maire Martin, and RTS have played together, eh? Where they've all started together this season.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really?
Yeah.
He got injured, and they kind of came on.
So I was expecting, like, I just thought of other games where, I mean, because Te Maire's got, what, 12 try assists, I think it is, and he's got 10 starting at halfback, apparently, 10 try assists in the 4 games that he's started at halfback. So I was like, nah, like something's going to happen. He's going to unlock him. Something's going to happen with RTS out there, and I'm glad it did. It was good. Just that beautiful little kick, man. On the third tackle, even taking an early kick on the third, and he just, you know, he just knew.
Damn. Because I was saying before the game, I was like, you know, when I look at their back 5 and look at our back 5, you know, those guys got speed. But Tawhiri Matia came to play.
Yeah.
Tawhiri Matia came to play and said, nah. Never mind your guys' speed. Right? And even in the cup game, it was tipping it down. Right?
Well,
And then the cup boys went out there and like messed up the field. Right? And then it rained again just before the other boys came on. So it wasn't who slipped over. Well, actually, there were a couple of slip overs, but it'll come to me. I think Tony Staggs, he slipped over, and like, you know, it was just like, bro, the pitch is greasy. Pitch is greasy.
I noticed that CHT stats were a bit down, like his run meters, and I'm wondering, like, that's not a bad thing. I'm just wondering if it's because he's playing both sides of the park now, because a couple of times, you know, when they put in a kick, he was caught out of position, and that's not usually like Chance. He's just, that guy is just Mr. Consistent, man. Like, you can always guarantee he's going to be under those balls. But I'm wondering if that's why, because he's playing both sides now. Did you notice? He's on the left, he's on the right. You know, yeah. So I'm wondering, I don't know why I see that, but yeah, it's just like, because usually he's up over the 200 mark, but I think he only clocked 170, I think.
Oh, CNK. Sorry, I thought you said CHT.
Funny story though, I was on Instagram and that's where I was checking out, because Zane always he'll post up the forward stats and then the stats for the backs. I'm scrolling across and Marcelo Montoya pops up and it's like tackle efficiency 50%. So I was like, man, you know, those stats aren't too good. I was like, he's got to do better than that. And then someone replied to my comment and was like, well, in his defense, he only made 2 tackles and he missed 2. I was like, oh, okay, well, at least it wasn't 10 tackles, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm more concerned with teams just targeting that side, eh? So that kick that went over, and Pompey, I don't know, he jumped too early, so he blocked Marcelo, and then he wasn't even near catching that ball. But I think, you know, teams are onto it. They're just like, no, we'll just target those 2. I think that's my concern with those 2 at the moment.
Yeah. I think Marcelo's been heaps better under those balls. Like, I know at the beginning of the season, you know, he's had a few drop balls, but I think he's gotten a lot better at it. Adam Pompey, I think he's always had issues under the high balls. Not always, but, you know, a lot of times he's had issues under that. So, yeah, I do agree with you, Nick. I think, yeah, that's something they have to work on.
Yeah.
I love this bench rotation. I love Dylan Walker starting. Man, like, what an impact, what a just, you know, those little tweaks and who you start and who you don't start and how much of an impact that makes to the game.
Yeah, hard out. Just want to touch on Freddie Wasik. I didn't come up with that one, but I heard that one online. Freddie Wasik's mana wave. I just want to talk about this for a moment, because I'm going to say that his mana wave was actually better than some of the NRL other players and other teams' mana waves that I've seen that are a little bit kind of like, doesn't really hit. It doesn't really hit, but like Lussick lives in Auckland, so the mana wave, you know, the mana wave Wairua in Auckland's way stronger than mana waves overseas. I'm just going to throw that out there right now, whānau, because his one was solid.
Yeah,
I've seen other NRL players do it, and I'm just like, you're kind of trying too hard, bro.
good on him too for scoring that try. I felt I was really happy for him getting that meat pie. Good on him.
That was a solid as mana wave, bro. One of the cousins now, Wasik.
Wasik.
Just gonna comment. I just went and quickly looked at the stats. You talked about CNK's run meters times. I've only gone over 2 other games. So his game against the Rabbitohs, where he got 260, and his Sea Eagle game where he got 340. I think there's a correlation with how many runs he takes. So when he got 340, he took 33 runs. When he got 260, he took 24 runs. And in the weekend, he only had 17 runs and he got 160. So I think maybe it's a decrease in, they're probably telling him maybe don't run it as much. Maybe spread it around with the other boys. I don't know. That's
what I was going to say, Ty. I think it's an indicator that, and that's what I mean, it's not a bad thing. I just think, and it's also, like you were saying, I think it's an indicator that the other players are doing more mahi as well. If that makes sense. So it's not him, you know, because sometimes that guy's doing 2 carries a set, you know, so I think it's good. I think it's a reflection of a good thing, because it just shows that the backs are doing a lot more work. And I mean, you've seen that, and not very rarely do you see them passing the ball off that line, how they were spreading it off their line as soon as they, you know, it was when the Broncos kicked off, I mean, or after anyway, and we were spreading it as soon as we got it on our line, we were spreading that ball out to the left. And I like that, because if you're too stagnant with the ball and you're only doing those 1-out passes, you're not gaining any momentum. But if you start spreading it off your line, I mean, obviously you could get an error, but I mean you're gaining momentum and you're making, you know, you're constantly moving. And I like that. I can't stand that 1-out those 1-out passes. I don't think you gain anything from it unless you lucky to get a line break or a tackle break. But yeah, seen some. I thought there was just some really good things that they done on Saturday.
Can I just have a bit of a moan at how it was either Sailor or it was who's on the other wing?
Dean Mariner and
Dean Mariner. It was either Sailor or Dean Mariner who knocked it on in the
Dean Mariner.
He knocked it on, and then he got tackled. But we did push him back over into the thing, but it wasn't a dropout. Like first he knocks it on, and then we tackle him inside their own goal. But it
Was the ball? I think the ball was on the line. So is that classed as getting out of the in goal when that ball is because it was just it's not. But that was a knock on anyway. Whether or not they're like, well, it came off his chin, bro. That hit his hand. Like everyone on, like that was a knock on every day of the week. Every day of the week, that was a knock on. And
actually, sorry, go Tons.
No, you go, Ty.
I was going to actually jump to another moment in the game. Can someone, they just before they scored, there was that one where they had that 6 again. Does anyone know why there was a 6 again? I thought it was on the last tackle, and then they had a 6 again, and I was like, well, "What's going on here?"
Yeah.
Does anyone know what happened?
Is that when Ezra Mam? Because I'm sure he was the last tackle, and I think it was Ezra Mam that had the ball. Then it was the last, and that's when they got the repeat set. But Ty, I have no idea anymore. I'm left scratching my head, like, and it's not just our games. Every game, I'm like,
it's turning into Union.
Yeah,
turning into Union. Where it's just like, what are these rules?
You don't know. Like, were they offside? What was the infringement exactly? I mean, and if you watch games, and I've noticed this, if you guys, do you watch all games, Ty, or most of them over the weekend?
I'm slowly declining on watching them more. I'm watching them through the fantasy scores, but it's partially because I'm like, there's a lot of inconsistency, so I can't watch them all.
Yeah. Like a lot of games I've noticed, and I mean, all I do is watch footy basically on the week. But okay, so the first whistle goes, and you can guarantee the first whoever's receiving the ball, they'll get like the first. Have you noticed this? Teams will get the first they'll get a set restart from kickoff. There may be another set restart. Like it'll happen 2 or 3 times, and then you can guarantee in the second half, it'll be the other team that gets the first 3 or 4 calls. And that's what I've noticed.
True.
That's what I've noticed, that one team in the first half of the game, at the beginning of the first half, will get the first 4 or 5 calls. Second half, it'll be the other team that get the first 4 and 5 calls. And it happened again with our team. We got all the calls at the beginning of the first half. Come the second half, the Broncos got all the calls in the beginning of that. So if you get a chance to watch other games, watch them, because it happens all the time. And I'm like, nah, man, like something's just not right. It's not right.
Unless they're messing up so many calls in the beginning, they've got to give some calls back in the second half as well.
Make up
for it, just so they don't get beaten up.
Questions need to be asked, like it's just so many fans. I mean, and if you watch enough footy, you know what the fucking rules are. And sometimes you're just like, what the fuck was that for?
Well, can anyone explain to me the CNK tackle Hobo, where the only thing I can say was wrong with that is that he didn't use his arms or something. I think I heard that over the radio.
I thought the impact kind of changed the direction of him. Made it a bit tough too.
I thought he went in with both his arms. He went in with both his arms, but I think it's just the way he ended up coming out of that tackle. Then it looked like, but mate, I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Like, how is that? Yeah. So it was a knock on, but it was also a penalty to them. And I was just like, and when you're at the games as well, you can't pick up on this stuff.
Yeah,
so I can only imagine what the fans in the stand. Well, I've actually been a fan in the stand. You don't know what's going on. We're just like, bro, he got smashed. He went in. Obviously, he put his head in the wrong place. He should have put his head behind his bum, not in front of his legs. So he could have got knocked out. But then they get a penalty. And it's just like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, eh? Because obviously contact first or shoulder, but I'm like the force of the impact made Chance move too. Like even if he tried to wrap, he's going to wrap him around himself because he the impact kind of changed the direction of him. But I think just going to the whole reffing stuff, and again, you know, I'm always what is it? Not scared is the word, but always don't want to talk too much about the refs, because then, especially when we lose, we just look like sore losers. But now that we've won, we can have this conversation. But I just feel like you know, going back to the are we turning into union?
It's kind of
Yeah,
feeling like it.
it's kind of feeling like it, eh? Like there's just, I feel like there's just too much reffing or officiating going on. And if you go from watching the Origin game on Wednesday to watching some of the games in the weekend, it just feels like, I personally feel there's just a lot of overcorrecting. Like, you know, you have one call here, then you go watch another game and it's far on the other side. It's like far out. Like, this is starting to get annoying. And I think for me, it's consistently inconsistent, that's the annoying part. And I think there needs to be, and you've had Wayne Bennett come out. I know Sticky's come out too. Like, you know, what's going to happen?
And Trent Robinson, before we came on our live, I watched in his press conference, and he talked about the Api Kroisau sin bin and the Dewey one, and he said, yeah, it was a dangerous tackle, but he would have preferred to be a 13-on-13. And but anyway, he was just like, look, Bennett came out the other day, said what he said, and Robbo pretty much backed him. And I'm just like, man, more coaches need to jump on this bandwagon and call a meeting. I don't know how it rolls over there, but try and arrange something with a meeting with Annesley and all his cohorts for the end of the season, and just talk about it and just be like, you know, it's just not, it's not right. Even the head high tackles, sometimes I'm just like, oh, come on. Like,
I like all the ones that like got something to do with the head, because the head, whether it's a shoulder or
I understand those ones. Like when the player is upright, when the attacking player is standing upright, yeah, cool. But I mean, you saw we got penalised on Saturday. I mean, Kobe Hetherington was on his knees, mate, when we got done for that high tackle. I'm just like, but when players are committed to a tackle, right? So you're running in, and it's not illegal. It's fucking physics. It's science. You know, someone can't change their. If you're committed to a tackle, and that attacking player, the ball carrier, starts slipping, you know, and you're like a millisecond away from making contact, there's no way in hell you can change that. It's fucking, you can't. And I think it used to be a part of the rule, wasn't it? Wasn't a part of the rule if they took it into consideration, if a player was falling, was already on the ground, they used to take that into you know what I mean. But even the obstruction rule, it's just fucking ridiculous. Players that take a fall should be penalised, not the player, you know, running through. It should be the player that runs into them. And it happened to us with Adam, and it happened to us, when we played the Bulldogs, I think this was last season. And fans were blowing up because they thought AFB took out Reid Marnie, when I can't remember who got that try. But people were blowing up then, saying, oh, you know, AFB should have got penalised. It should have been a no try. But Reid Marnie, they let it slide, obviously, because Reid Marnie made contact with AFB. You know, and you see it all the time. You can see it from a mile away on TV that, mate, they literally, you know, they...
Well, I think what Ty said, it's consistently inconsistent, and probably the last moment I'll have is, you know, any contact with the head. We've seen it penalised, you know, we've seen reports, but Ezra Mam, like, it was a reckless tackle, him going in quite high to Marata Nukore, and their heads clashed, right? So he didn't try and duck down above or below his chest or anything, try and tackle him. Now, we saw Tamaire Martin a couple of weeks ago get pulled up and go on report for like a few sets afterwards because the ref got told in his ear, oh, bloody Tamaire Martin did something. I don't even know what he did, but it was a reckless tackle. Nothing happened to Ezra Mam. I was just like,
I don't agree with that either. I think 3 tackles down the line, and you're pulling a player up for something that happened.
Oh, I don't agree with it either.
3 plays. You know, I'm just like, nah, man.
No, I don't agree with it either, but it happened. So if it happened against whoever the hell we were playing, But yeah, apparently a headbutt and being reckless and is all goods. So yeah, that's probably my last moan on the refs.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think, if obviously there's calls every week, and if we go back 10, 20, 30 years, we could argue that there's always things that don't necessarily go your way if you're a fan of a certain team. But I think for me, there's something fundamentally wrong with kind of it's not psychology is the right word, but the ideology. And I think part of it is because now we've gone so entrenched into like these almost like different not different versions, but like different point one, point two, point three of a rule. It's like it's so entrenched, and now you've got the bunker, you've got the ref, you've got so many things a part of it. The one thing that obviously is taking front seat though is people's perceptions of those rules, and I think that's where it's getting all confusing. So, not to say that I have a silver bullet answer, but I think part of the problem is that because there's, and let's just open it up a bit, because there's betting, there's all these other things that are placed on these games. There's just so much things going on that I feel like it's now starting to I want to say it's ruining the game yet, but it's starting to make the game feel like we're trying to nitpick everything, and the refs is now the ones in charge of making that decision, which they're going to get it wrong if it's not your team, but also get it wrong because someone in the game before just called a massively wrong call, and then you're inconsistent with that call in the next game. So I think what I'm trying to say here, if I haven't been sound confusing, is that I think a big part of it is that it's so trying to be black and white when it's a game that is so hard to make everything black and white. And I wouldn't want to say go back to the olden days where you just had one ref and they just had to call it on the spot. But part of me feels like there's just too much involvement of some sort that is making it very hard for people to understand what is the right rule here, because you got all different interpretations of that. Yeah, so that's just kind of my opinion. I feel like there's an ideology kind of conversation that needs to happen and shift to something that makes the game a bit more consistent, because currently it doesn't feel that way. And yeah, I'm not even watching other games because I'm like, I don't want to get heated over fucking some teams I don't give a shit about. I'd rather just go enjoy my time and get heated over my fantasies not doing well instead.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. I mean, I love watching other teams, so I don't really care like who's scoring, who's winning. I do like watching how other teams play though.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, kind of. I'm always comparing like,
But there's no emotion involved when you're watching other teams play. But yeah, I just like watching, probably because I just love footy, and yeah, exactly what you said, Nick. I like it to see how other games are playing, and fuck, I just want to, man, the poor Tigers. No, my heart honestly goes out to them because they're that fucking bad. I'm just like, oh damn it! It must really suck being you guys.
Well, that was us last weekend.
Yeah,
been here before.
I'm just like, oh, bro, he's like, these are just, sad.
I think all of us felt what it feels like to be a Tigers fan last week.
Yeah.
But just going back on the emotion and not having emotion to other teams, like besides there being a player that might be in my fantasy team where I have an emotion, I think the only other emotion is because I see calls. I'm like, why the fuck didn't we get that call when you guys are like, that's the only emotion I have, and I think that's why I get frustrated, because I see just the inconsistency of not just us as Warriors fans, but then like just go to the Origin game, like the non-sin binning of Liam Martin, and then we had RTS that he got sin bin for a tackle that just looked exactly the same. But then Liam Martin gets sin bin for rubbing a guy's face. So I'm like, I don't know where's this going, man. This is confusing.
Yeah. So, because even that hit on DCE from, I think it was Jerome Luai, I was like, when I watched the replay, I was like, oh, yeah, but I don't know how you don't penalise someone.
That was Critter, wasn't it?
Oh, I can't remember, but I don't know how you penalise, how you sin bin someone for rubbing someone on the head, but yet you let them stay for doing a dangerous tackle. Yeah. That's what I mean. Every game, I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? You just can't. Yeah, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. But something needs to be done.
So in the Raiders game in the weekend, Joe Tapani rubbed someone in the face, and it was a penalty, but that was all. So again, no consistency.
Maybe
But
he needed a
even-
New South Wales jersey on and he got something.
Well,
But
actually,
I think Joe Tapani's reaction to that, and he was just like, bro, like, I think the players now, even like with CHT, when he got Sinbin for throwing the ball at that guy, it's just like, I even think the players they're stunned as well. You see it, their reaction, they're like, what, are you serious? Because I'm actually sure that's what CHT said to the ref when he got Sinbin. I'm sure he was like, are you serious? Like, bro, it's just, it's getting,
well,
yeah.
did anybody catch the cup game where Laban got sent off
Yeah.
for taking 2 punches in the face
Butting in the punches.
from Dickhead Hallsborough?
Yeah, Ty.
Hallsborough. I mean, how can you send someone off like that? Unless there was something that happened way before that we didn't see.
Find out judiciary because of yeah, that was confusing watching that as well. And again, it's a cup game, so you kind of, I don't know, give some sort of leniency because it's a game and cup. But yeah, again, feels like you got a Warriors jersey on, get sent off for not fighting.
Yeah. Then to it, that one of them for not, yeah, and Ali for whatever he did kicking. So I was like, hey. So I'm thinking, what did Ali try and kick him in the head or something? Because that's what one Ali got sent for kicking, and Laban got sent for striking.
Yeah, but all the replays show that Laban didn't strike unless I've seen.
Yeah.
I haven't
No,
seen the replays properly.
All I saw was Laban pretty much laughing at Horsburgh, like, you know, and then Horsburgh just him being a meathead.
What's up with Hallsborough? Is he back from injury or something, or he just can't make the team?
Yeah, I don't think he's in
Or a
Ricky
bit of
Stewart's good books for whatever reason. To be fair, the Raiders have got a lot of depth in their forwards and him, so fuck it. Is it Smitty's? That guy from England?
Morgan.
He's kind of taken Horsburgh's spot, to be fair.
Maybe it's because Horsburgh's penalty prone as well. You know, he's good for a few penalties every game, every half. It's like, yeah, and that's probably why. And I think it's a good idea to bench players or to send them down to cup that are always, you know, good for, you know, 4 penalties a game. I mean, that's just too much. So maybe that's why he's there. Needs anger management.
Yeah, a bit of a liability.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jacko says Big Red in Ricky's bad book, just like CNK was. Jazz Tamatia says back from injury and struggling to make the cut. Bro, he looked like he didn't even want to be there on the weekend. I saw it, I was like, oh, there's another red guy. Oh, it's actually Hallsborough.
Yeah, even Emre Gula was in cup though.
Yeah,
big
fall from Great Origin last year, Bull.
Eh? That's a fall from grace. But yeah, I even noticed that Emre Gula, Damien, was playing in cup on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Emre Gula is no longer going to be a Raider next year. Maybe, you know, there's a bit of bad blood flowing there as well. I'm not too sure what's going on, but I know the Raiders do have a lot of depth in their forwards.
Interesting.
I will say this one thing though. I do want to make the point of this. You know, the one thing I can say, big ups to the Broncos was actually recognizing our Māori New Year.
Yes,
and
yes,
putting that on their shirts.
Yeah, loved that. I thought that was awesome. And you've seen a couple of players on social media doing a shout out. Latrell Mitchell done one to acknowledge Matariki, and his Mitchell was really good. He's like, kia ora, you know, just want to acknowledge. Yeah, a couple of others I can't remember. I think it might have been Loffy, Pereira from the Titans, and someone else. But yeah, I appreciated that. I thought that was really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, very cool. But Broncos probably thinking, are we not putting this Matariki on us? We lost.
Not doing this shit again.
Maybe that's the reason, eh? Maybe next year they can leave it off.
I thought because to me it seemed like Ezra Mam got like I'd love to see how much receipts he got. because it just didn't look like he got much ball at all. And I loved that because it just showed that we were pushing up really quickly.
He
and
had a
stopping
very,
those-
very, very quiet game. I don't even
and
remember
just
him
stopping their
running the ball.
momentum. Because they didn't really get the ball to. I mean, Cobbo got a lot of ball in the second half. They went out there, but yeah, I was amazed that he didn't even.
Ezra
get-
had 8 runs.
Oh, really? Is that all?
He made 83 meters though, so that's 10 meters a
It's
run.
not bad.
That's actually not bad. Yeah, it's actually not bad. One line break assists. Okay.
Mind you, yeah, half. Yeah, okay.
He had 9 dummy half runs. What the fuck?
Jeez.
He had 9 dummy half runs, cuz.
But he didn't get very far then, did he?
The hell?
He didn't have his usual running mates with Walsh
Nah,
and
he didn't,
Reynolds.
He didn't.
So it made it a bit different. The only thing I would say there was really, and it's a reflection of something that we're potentially missing, is that he got that was it a 2040 or 4020?
Mm.
Which was a bit of a momentum changer. So they
Mm.
just didn't fully capitalize on that. But it shows, someone like him can pull out a kick like that. And I think Tamati Martin could probably do it on his good day. But I'd
Well,
love to see us
CHT
change momentum like that.
CHT's done popped a couple of 40-20s in the past when he was at. This is before he went away. This was probably a few years ago now, but I'm sure he's kicked a couple of 40-20s in his time. CHT, man,
Yeah,
he's kicking good into that
it was.
corner.
Yeah, it was.
Mm.
I'm just looking at them now. He's done 122 kicking meters, 1 bomb, 1 grubber, and 1 40-20. That's solid.
Yeah, who's that, ma'am?
Yeah, that's man.
I thought Katona Staggs was mean for the Broncos defensively. Anyway, I mean, but yeah, I thought he was good. He shut us down on that left side anyway. Made a lot of good tackles.
Towards the end, what was that? Who was getting lippy to who? Was it Mam getting lippy to old Walks with Walker? Walker was piping up over something. You guys?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I've just got the image in my head where I can see Walker just going, yeah.
Anybody know what that was over?
No. But one thing I did like is after the TMM try, you see TMM walk over to, he calls out to Walker and he says something, but I know it's about the game plan. You can just tell he says something and then you see them in the huddle and Mitch Barnett is just hard out talking to the boys. And I'm like, yeah, man, communication's key, eh? Like it's just so important out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see them talking to one another. But yeah, Tamati Martin, man, I just can't get over how good he played.
Good.
Of course, everybody, but just how they just played off the back of him too, and playing both sides. They were really left dominant on Saturday, which was surprising, but he can also play that right side and put kicks out there as well.
Yep. So I want to be that guy and ask the question, the elephant in the room. Where does SJ go?
Easy. We can swallow the ego, I suppose. We can manage him. We've got to pick on form. These two are on form.
Yeah.
And he can wear the number 14 jersey. I know it's going to be a pretty tough pill to swallow.
Well, I mean,
I'd even chuck him down the cup. I'd chuck him the cup till he shows that he's 100%. Because I haven't seen a 100% Sean Johnson all season.
True.
So get him down on the cup, see, and I'm sure it's just a matter of time before he is 100%, and then see if he's ready to start challenging for a spot back. Get that competition going for positions,
Yeah.
I agree. Because I know we're talking about in the chat around him being utility. Where does he come on to? Because I only see him as a half, and if CHT and Tamati Martin are doing well, where does he go on to? Maybe CHT drops into replacement of 9 for Egan for a little bit, just for I don't know. So if he does come on, I'm like he's either there at 6 or 7 or he's at cup until he gets his time back.
You can't. I mean, if you're looking at those stats, and that's the ones I mentioned earlier about our win-loss ratio with Tamati at 7, it's pretty hard to ignore when you just see this totally different team. They just they're faster, like, I mean, why would you?
They're less predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, so we know he's got 4 weeks out, right? So he comes back, I can't remember, the Raiders game. So 4 weeks, which will be this game, Bulldogs, bye. And I think it's the Raiders or the Tigers. Or it might be the Tigers game he's due back. But you just couldn't. And that's, I think he's amazing and what he's done for club and just league in general, footy in general.
Yep.
But you couldn't do that, man. Not so close to the end of this, where these wins, these next 8 wins, 8 games. I mean, sorry,
6 from 8. That's our
are
goal.
so important, man.
Yeah.
Crucial.
It'd be silly to put him back in there, and it really hurts me to say that because he's. But why would you?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I guess
on form.
Yeah.
Based on form, he doesn't make the team.
I'm with you guys with the form thing, and I think for me too, like I think a lot of us are thinking, because obviously we know the caliber of the man, and many of us, if he was 100%, we're good to see him out there. But also I think, this will show, and again, I don't know, I'm biased, open. I don't think he would do this, but you do want someone to spit the dummy as well. So this might be a good opportunity for him. Just if he has to play cup and he shows us that he wants to play cup and he's just going to earn his spot back, then I think that for me shows the transition that we go through as a Warriors, instead of just crying that we didn't get our spot back. If he goes down there and does that, I feel that's a blessing for us, because we know that if Te Maire Martin goes down, we've got someone like him waiting. So that's kind of that's what I hope, and I'm sure it will go that way, or hoping it goes that way, but we'll see how it kind of plays out. But one thing I wanted to comment too is that I don't know if you guys watched the post interview, but they had Te Maire Martin and CHT talking to all the New Zealand commentators and all that. But one thing they interestingly said is they asked him Te Maire Martin, like, what changed in the game plan? He goes, oh, nothing changed. He said that Webby trusts him and CHT to play what's in front of them. And I think that's kind of what's been missing for the last couple of weeks, is actually just playing what's in front of you. Like, obviously stick to the game plan as much as you can, but I think we've seen a lot of variation, especially in the weekend with the kicks. Mostly the kicks, and it proved, and it wasn't like there was at their start, instead of kicking to the right hand side, we're kicking to the left for a couple, and it just felt like they saw opportunity and they took them. So yeah, it was just interesting to hear them say that actually Webby has told them to play what's in front of you, which didn't make sense the last couple of weeks, because it felt like they were just sticking hard out to a game plan.
I mean, 3 of those, like those grubbers, the one to CHC he scored, and then, or the 2, the one he scored, and then the 2 he would have scored if Adam Pompey. No, hang on, sorry, and the one to RTS. And it's just that rank, those different. I mean, you can't. Yeah, I mean, we know the typical bomb to the right. But just seeing exactly right, Ty, the variation styles of kicking and how it just, and everyone knew what was going on. And even, I mean, question is, where does Rocco Berry fit back in when he comes back now?
Interesting.
Because Adam Pompey, I mean, I saw his stats. He didn't even miss a tackle on the weekend, 100%. I don't even think he made an error. But even he's been pretty good. Because a lot of people say, oh, he's, he misses a lot of tackles. But when I checked his stats, he's got a 90% tackle efficiency.
Personally, if it was me, I'd chuck Pompey on Montoya's wing and then chuck RTS back on to the left centre, bring Rocco back to the right centre.
So no Montoya?
No more Montoya. Is that your way of getting rid of Montoya? You secretly finally want to get rid of him?
I think Pompey probably deserves that spot more than Montoya, and I think Montoya has been a liability since last year.
Defensively, yeah.
Defensively. And even on attack, he doesn't really offer much.
I mean,
other than hitting it up out of his own half, pretty much. But at the end of the day, a lot of backs could do that shit.
Yeah, he gets us like him, Pompey. When we get out of our red zone, he's pretty good at that. I mean, him getting skinned by Dean Mariner, but who wouldn't get skinned by Dean Mariner? To be honest, let's be real
Good
fair.
player.
The only ones that can really hang with them, well, are not on our team. We don't have guys that can hang with people like that. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I know he's been inconsistent, but he's also improved in some ways, and he's kind of fallen off as well. So I think overall he hasn't been too bad this year. But just going back to our 5'8", going back to our halves kind of question. Did anybody see the cup game on the weekend? Luke Hansen? Anybody see Luke Hansen play?
Only for a little bit.
And for halfback?
Yeah, I can't remember much of it. I think I switched it on, and yeah,
He was good. He was with Tuopiki. Yeah, they were playing really great together.
Tuopiki.
Awesome.
Like when you see him carving up down in cup, like he's ready for first grade. Like honestly, we need to bring him up somehow. So there's another puzzle for us to kind of figure out, is where the hell do we put him?
I see a lot of people on Facebook saying that he should be starting, and CNK should be moved to centre. But
Hey,
I mean, yeah, and I'm just like, bro, it's like, come on, man. Like, yeah, he's a fantastic player, but I just think, I just think Chance is a fullback through and through, and I think he's so consistent, man. You know, you don't get any errors out of him at all. Like he's just there all the time. You can just always rely on him, and it's just someone that we need at the back. And I can't see him, but yeah, I see heaps of people. Oh, he should be starting, and I'm just like, no way, man.
No way. And I think Damien said it in our chat, but you need a team of 30, not just a 17 on the field. And if you've got someone that's playing great in cup, great. If if Chance is not playing great, then we've got someone to fill. You don't just fill them because they're playing good. You fill them because it's the right option. And I agree, Chance has been pretty consistent. And just going back to the Montoya, I don't know how many chances we're going to give him for coming in. Like, again, I know Mariner is quick, but I just felt like, sometimes you got to know your opposition. And he's done it many times this year where you kind of get scared if they go that way and they're going to run a backline that way. And I don't want to get scared anymore. Is my thing.
100%.
Don't go that way.
Like, I swear, every time I see the ball go out that way to we would say we're playing out to the edges, I'm just like, oh fuck, no,
Not that way. Come back over this way.
Your body starts tensing up, your heart starts beating a bit faster. It's like, oh please, brother, like yeah.
If us as fans are getting nervous, then the opposition knows exactly what to do.
They're salivating, they'll be salivating on that. And I agree. I think, to be honest, like those hit ups, it's amazing to see those hit ups. And I think it's just a trust issue. I don't know if it's a trust in his own abilities or trust in the center abilities, but it just seems like he either sometimes is over trusting or under trusting his ability to actually get out. And made a few mistakes this year. Fortunately, we're up a bit. So, but in the finals, that's where it all matters, especially those ones.
Yep.
I put a post up on our page on Facebook, and I was like, because I was thinking about it, and I had to change. Well, I had to think, actually. We all question Webby and why he's not making changes to certain key positions. And when Nathan Brown, I'm sure it was when Nathan Brown was our coach. Do you remember that period of time we went through where he was just chopping and changing? It seemed like every week it was a different lineup, and it wasn't due to injury. It was because we were losing games. And every week, I swear, there was a different lineup, and it's just like, and I remember back then saying, why are you chopping and how are these boys meant to learn how to play together as a team if you're constantly changing the lineup? Like, I realize that they train together every day of the week, but training together and playing together are two totally different things. And we were losing plenty of games back then too when he was doing that. So I had to think of it from Webby's, like I just thought, well, I kind of understand because he's just putting a new player. Well, do you see what I'm?
Yeah, 100%. Just trying
about getting the right balance.
Yeah.
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 And
I just, yeah.
sorry, I was just saying it's just consistency, right? Like everyone knows, the more time you get to play with each other and do things together, you'll eventually get it. I think for us, we're just calling that there needs to be a 1 or 2 changes because it seems like there's a lack of energy or enthusiasm. And, um, unfortunately, it was because of injury, but we got to see the Te Maire Martin CHT with, an RTS backline, no Berry. So I feel like the changes got made because of injury and it made a little, not a little, it made a difference. But I think big part of that too, and I saw someone just mention in the comments. I think it was Barnett. Like Barnett's our forward leader. Like
Yeah.
that dude glues that whole forward pack together, and I think they run off the back of that. So glad, thank you, New South Wales for not playing him because I don't know if he would have come back and played this week, but
Yeah.
he showed us that he's needed in our forward pack.
100%.
100%, man. 100%. Even AFB had a mean game too, but yeah, Mitch Barnett, bro, the man just leads from the front, eh? Like I don't think, well, we definitely wouldn't be as good as what we are without him pushing up. And
No.
like he just gets through so much work, man. Him and Marita, just mate.
Yeah. I still think Mitch Barnett currently player of the year. Currently.
Mm.
Look, I'm gonna even Angus Crichton. I mean, god damn, I think I fell in love with them watching the Origin game. He was just,
It was crazy. Eh?
man. Well, I was just like, bro, like you listen. I was speechless, like, bro, you. And yet, Mitch Moses had a great game. And I'm not, but fuck, that guy deserved player. He deserved MVP for game 2, in my opinion. Angus Crichton, he was just dope. Probably the best game I've seen from a second row, to be honest.
Yeah, and I actually that's probably a good segue because I think he's probably an example of someone that he wasn't seeing time even start of this year and end of last year, because other players were in front of him, but he stuck at it. And their performance, especially in Origin, I was like, bruh, like this is $1 million player right here, man. Like,
Well, they
can't put
just
him.
offered him a contract. I just signed it, 1.6 mil. I don't know how over and see, and that's after the game 2 Origin. But even in club footy this year, he's been great. But they interviewed him after the game. Did you see that? And his missus was there, and she said at the beginning of the season he was in reserve grade.
Damn.
Yeah,
Angus Crichton. Yeah.
Yeah, he went down and figured himself. That's what I mean. Like, you to know that someone can do it. And there's been many people over the years that have done that and played down and come back up, but he just showed that, just waited his time, performed on the field, and then on the biggest field for league, even though I hate to admit it, but on the biggest stage, he was a man.
Yeah. But obviously getting dropped back to Cup done him some good time, some good as well, having time to think about, what he wants to accomplish. So maybe people getting, players getting dropped down, it does make them think that. SJ going to Cup, I
mean,
I cannot see that happening. And I
We said-
highly doubt that Webby will demote him down to Cup.
You know, I don't think it's a demotion. I think we need to get out of this this Kōrero of going down to Cup, and I think Webby has said this in other press releases as well, that the boys don't see it as a demotion. It's actually not. Like, you get out the Cup, you get your legs back, you get your bloody fitness back up again. I'm just not quite sure. I mean, Te Maire Martin went down to Cup. He was in Cup for a couple of rounds this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he was carving up. I just saw some highlights and it was just like, bro, he's like 10 steps ahead of everybody else.
I should have used a different word.
Other than the fitness, yeah, I'm not quite sure if halves actually gain much from it. I don't know if they do or not. But Jacko says Webster will not put SJ in Cup. Get a grip.
No way. No way. No, I agree with you. I agree. There is just no way SJ will go to Cup. I think I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not a coach, but if
couch coach,
yeah, I'm a
100%
certified couch coach, and
even better.
I wouldn't start him until I just don't want to go back and see that same game plan that we've seen all season. And I mean, this is no disrespect to him, because I actually wrote a lovely post about him and just the amount of shit he was copping. And
Yeah.
I just, I don't want him to come back and we go back to that same repetitive fucking, you know, there's just no magic there when he plays now, if that makes sense. Like, there's no.
Well, he's been playing with injuries.
Yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
I mean. Like, but
Now, that shouldn't be an excuse, though. If you got an injury, you shouldn't play. Right?
Well, yeah, but
I know
as
you
a
played last year
player,
with injuries, but
and I posted this up somewhere. I said, as a player, if you know you're not 100% and you know you're not playing your best footy, and not just because of injury, you know, for other reasons, do you put your hand up and say to your coach, "Look, boss, you know, I don't think I'm the best choice at the moment because I'm not playing at my best. And I'd prefer, you know, so I prefer it if you played the other boys." Do you think that's a cop out, or do you think that's the opposite? Because I mean,
depends on him. Depends on the player. Depends on how the player perceives, well, his own body, sees how he's been playing, and I think Webby said it time and time again. He's not given Sean special treatment. Well, I suppose he is giving him special treatment because of who he is, but it's really up to Sean whether or not he makes the call on him playing or not.
Yeah.
Go, Ty.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just going back to the whole cup demotion thing, and I think, obviously, not just boys, I'm sure for any person, any gender, but it's an ego thing, right? To go down there and be humiliated knowing what you're good at. But that's why I go back to the Crichton thing, because it's not like he was like a cup player and then just moved his way up. He was a great player, started having real bad performances, went down and came all the way back up. And I know that SJ doesn't have a probably as long a lifespan. It's probably, let's say it's in this year or in next year, but it's not as long as Crichton's had to kind of figure it out. But I think for me, the only reason why I wouldn't put him in cup is because his body's he knows his body is not feeling that it's got the juice enough to go down there. But in saying that, I feel like if you got a team that's committed to say like, hey coach, I'll put my hand up if I have to go cup. I'm ready, but if they go cup, I want to go there. That for me is signs of a great team, because they know that they'll do what's willing to get there. And again, not to say that he wouldn't or not. We don't know what's happening in the background. There's a lot of things going on, so I don't want to comment on that. But I just think for me, it's like, once we hear these boys saying, I'll do whatever for the team, that's when we've moved into another echelon of like, okay, we can be a great team. And that's what I want to hear.
Agree. And he drops some egos. I'm not saying he does have an ego, but I'm just saying it's not a demotion going. And I think we need to change, us as fans maybe need to change our wording around going down to cup. Right? Oh, you're going down there. And we've seen a lot of players go to cup and then never come back. Hallsborough may be one of them, but
it's sort of like the interchange, like Joshy Curran, like he bummed out because he wanted to be a starting player, and a lot of players that are on the interchange are like, oh, I want to start, and I'm like, bro, it's like, you need to realize how important your position is on the interchange. Like, me, I think the interchange is vital, and the way you use your interchange players, man, like. And the boys that are on the interchange, like, shout out to you guys, because you guys need to, like, know how important your position is coming off there. Because, mate, you're just as important as every other starting player, whatever, like, you just offer so much. And yeah, I don't understand why players think that they're somehow, I don't know, second best or maybe not as good as starting players, because they couldn't be further from the truth, really.
Well said.
I think maybe sometimes it's an age thing as well, Tans. So Sean's 33-ish or something. I actually don't know how old he is, but he's 30-something, right? So if you're Freddie Wasik or if you're Tom Ale, your sweet air's going down the cup because you're still got such a high ceiling. Go down there and apply your trade. But if you've been around for 10 years, actually, when did he come in? Been more than 10
He
years.
was 2011, so 13. This is his 13th year. Yeah.
13th year. The body. Come on, the body can't be good after 10 years of footy.
I think it's important that that he stays at the club, and if he's not playing, I just think it's important for him to stay for Luke Metcalf's Luke Metcalf to teach him. No, I mean, I don't think Luke Metcalf is ready to be a starting 7, and that's my opinion. I don't think he's at that level yet to be starting. I just don't. I don't think he has the eyes up footy. That's my opinion. People are going to hate on me for that, but I don't think he's got that eyes up, that vision.
He's still young.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I don't think he's got that vision yet, or that what is it? Footy IQ. Sorry, I'll say. But
I feel like he's definitely got the instincts, because watching a lot of his lower grade football, he definitely can find an opportunity. But I think, it takes time and experience to kind of learn actually like how to control a game, which is he's still developing as a player. But one thing I want to talk, because people are like, oh, some of these star players' egos, and they won't drop the cup. Another person that went down this year, and he's probably one of the oldest running around, was Jared Wadia-Hargreaves. He played New South Wales Cup in the first game. So, yeah, he played New South Wales Cup. So Nelson Asafa Solomona had to go down. Like, these players still around.
Nelson Asafa had to go down, didn't he? Because of his fitness.
So, my whole thing is that if we've got a team of 30, I mean, like Tuopiki, he's young, so probably a different thing. But I'm like, he'll be a fullback in any other team, like any of these bottom 4 teams. He'll probably be there, but he's waiting his time, and I'm glad we have it, because if Chance goes down, we're like, bah, what a blessing to have him right there. So
100%.
That's what we want as a team.
Yep.
You did make a comment about Joshie Curran. I don't know how many games he started this season, but
not many, I don't think. He's still on interchange over there.
Still on interchange over there. I actually like him on interchange, but hey, he wanted to start. But we do have Bulldogs. And I'm just looking at the form of the Bulldogs. So they just beat the Sharks by 1 point.
Second best defensive team in the competition.
Yep. They went down to the Roosters, got a win over the Eels, got a win over the Knights. And they're currently sitting 5th.
But they don't score much points. Like I checked their stats actually, and their average points per game is 20 or 21. So
they're really good at home. They're really good at home. 7-0 at home.
Wow.
And 1-7 away. With it, we've got a bit of a mixed bag. 5-3 at home and 2-5 away. Oosh.
So what, we lost 2, or we won? We lost 2 away, or we won 5 away?
We lost 2. We've won 2 away and lost 5 away
this season. But we've
won 2 at 2 away, but we've actually lost 5 away as well. So we're 8-7. We've won 8, and is that right?
I think we can get the dub over the Doggies, because, like I said, I don't think they're a great attacking. I don't think they're a great attacking team. They're great defensively, obviously. That's what the stats say. But I don't think they're a great attacking team. Whereas I think, and actually, we're probably the opposite. When we're on attack, we're on, and we're really good. But it's just going to count on us defensively, like we were on Saturday. We have to be freaking on defensively, because I don't want to jinx us, but on paper, like you look at them, they've got some strike power out there, but obviously they've got Critter, they've got Kikau, they've got Carrez, but I don't see them as a great threat. But obviously the stats show it differently. They're 5th on the table, but if you think about it, they're like what we were last season.
Yeah,
they're that team. They're that team that we were.
Yeah,
and I think this dub, honestly, I think this game with the Bulldogs, if anything, it comes down to the ref. And that's what I was thinking. It does, because I'm like, man. Yeah, I think it does come down to the ref we have on that day, to be honest. And I know that sounds fucking cliche or whatever, but I think we can match them defensively. I think we can match them on attack. But if we get I don't even fucking know his name. That
Adam G.
is it Adam J? I don't know. The older one out of everyone. He looks like he's the oldest one there.
Follow the ball head.
No, not him. That's Ashley Klein, isn't it? Yeah, the one with the lead. It's the other one. He looks like he's 60.
So just a couple
Oh,
of
is it
stats.
Jared Sutton? I think it might be Jared. No, yeah, I think it might be Sutton. I don't know, guys. But anyway, if it's that guy, yeah.
We've played 39 matches. Just to go pull these stats up. There's some real good, interesting stats here. Played 39. It's pretty even, Stevens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
18, 19. Previous mates. Yeah, it's pretty even, guys. It's pretty even, Stevens. Other than this ass whooping. In this game, that's pretty even, Steve. But they are on the up, and they're sitting on fifth. They're sitting at fifth for a reason.
Yeah, the completion rate's about, even our tech. So yeah, well, see, our defense is half. Well, it's half. Oh, look, we're actually average points scored. We're on the same, and average points conceded. Oh shit, we're just above them. Wow, interesting.
At this venue, we've lost more than that.
Where are we playing it?
Echo? Is it Echo?
Echo. All right, well,
Echo?
get ready for the grand finals, boys. Got to win at the stadium.
But I just heard them post up. Oh, was it the Footy Show? One of those ones. So they won. I don't know. They went to finals. Did I hear you say 1994, 2004, 2014? All the fours.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think our problem this weekend will be Reed Money, because he's the biggest pain in the ass, man, and he does it so well. He knows how to get under people's skin and just and really get in people's heads. I'm just hoping he doesn't do it when Dad Savanga's on the field, because he's probably the least patient player out of all our boys. I think it's easy to get under his skin.
Him or Walker, I reckon. He'll target those two.
So I'm like, bros, just spray and walk away. Just breathe. Just breathe and be like, mate, I'm not even going to fall for your antics. I'm just going to laugh in your face and walk away. Yeah.
Maybe we won't play him for that reason.
But yeah, I can see Jazz I can see him waking Jazz up. But I think the rest of our players are cool-headed. Yeah, probably Walker and Jazz. But yeah, don't talk to him. Don't engage. Don't engage in his bullshit. Yeah, just do you, boo. You do you, boo, and don't even involve me.
I'll tell you someone who has kind of calmed down. Sorry, I'll tell you someone who has really got his temper under control this season is Marata Nukuri. I can't remember when he gave away the last penalty.
Has it been Sinbin?
He gave away his last penalty on Saturday, that high shot he went in on.
Yeah, I was actually annoyed with him then. But
But he was annoyed with himself. You could see he went back and he was like, "Fuck." So he knew. Obviously he's he holds himself accountable. He's like, "Fuck, I fucked up." And I love that, man. It's just like, yeah, bro. But
that
he didn't do it again. It was only one, and that was his only penalty and his only error, I think, was that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but he's calmed down a lot.
Sorry. Yeah.
Maybe all that time on the sidelines being injured.
Yeah, maybe.
Mellowed him out.
Maybe. He does seem to be getting in the walls a lot more, though. Like, he does seem to be either going into tackles wrong or staying down for a little bit too long, or I don't know what's going on.
I was going to say the matchup I'm looking forward to, because they should line up on the same side. Is RTS versus Crichton.
Oh yes, I was thinking about that. Yes,
that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, it is. And I bet you that, but yeah. That is going to, I was thinking that earlier. I was like, damn, that's going to be interesting. Because I don't think they've
Played together?
all played against each other.
Played
No.
against each other
No.
this season? Not this season.
No, not this season. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. Have they played against each other before? No, not. I mean, in those key positions.
Not in
No,
those, not in that
but
position.
no.
Nah.
he
But they
would have
played
been
against
at
each other.
fullback. He would have been at fullback. So yeah, this lineup will be this head will be pretty good.
So 5th place Bulldogs take on, I hate saying this, 13th place Warriors. And you know what's starting to piss me off? Is like teams like flipping how Dragons keep on winning and flipping, you know, like these other
Yeah,
teams around us, they just keep winning, and I'm just like, oh. Anyway, 5th place takes on 13th place Warriors. I mean, I'm gonna say must win, but I'll be saying that all damn season. I know we need I know we need 6 games to win out of the next 8, but let's just look at the first game in front of us. See, let's just look at that one and forget about what the hell's happening after that game. But yeah, it must win. So let's go around for some score predictions. I think it's going to be low scoring, Fano. Again, based on absolutely nothing. Over there, like you were saying as well, Towns, like they're pretty good defensively, attack wise. They don't put on big scores, I don't think. But then again, neither do we. Actually, they put 36. They put 36 on the Knights. They put 36 on the Knights. It's not bad.
I think that's the highest. I think that's the highest win of the season, though.
No. They put 44 on the Dragons.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Dragons put
You
44 on us.
think I know, considering I watch every game, but I think I watch so much footy that I just forget the previous game that I just watched.
Just all molds, for you, Tans. All the games
Yeah,
mold.
yeah, except for our games. But
all you see is biceps and tight shorts.
I don't watch it to look at that. I'm just fully concentrated on the game. But yeah, well, except for Danny Levi's shorts. I mean, brother, can't you get an extra large? Come on.
Actually, I've seen Barney rock a few tight numbers there. I'm just like, bro, are those?
Yeah.
Are those Wasik shorts? What are you doing?
I watched too many times.
Yeah. Score predictions, Fano, and everyone at home. What do you guys reckon? I got Kelly, got Jacko, kia ora Jacko, kia ora Tahi, kia ora all you guys that keep coming through and listening to the Kōrero.
Yeah, kia ora.
I see them
all the time. I see them all the time, and Wow's Up TV. They're always in all the podcasts and stuff that I'm in. Yeah, so thank you guys.
Love you guys. I'm going to kick it off with a real low scoring. Who said this? Kelly Pukeroa says it's meant to be raining Saturday too over there in Sydney. So I want to do a low scoring 22, 38 Warriors.
38.
Not so low scoring.
Nice, like that.
38-22 Warriors. Based on absolutely nothing.
Well, I was trying to base mine off this bloody wheel, but I did it once and it went Bulldogs 1-12. Did it again with Bulldogs 30 plus. So fuck this wheel.
Get rid of that wheel.
We'll go 22-16 to the boys.
22-16 to the Warriors. That's tight. Who's next?
Yeah, we'll jump in. I'm going to go Warriors 16, Bulldogs 12. Nice tight one.
One of
Warriors
those ones, eh?
One of those ones.
One of those tense as ones. Heaps of mistakes. Flipping.
Heaps of mistakes. Heaps of good defense, possibly.
Couple of knock-on tries.
Yeah.
A lot of screaming at the TV.
Yeah.
Mel is going to say, unfortunately, I'm going to say Doggies win just 25-20. Damn. Mel, what's going on? I hope you're wrong. Hope you haven't been right this whole year. I'm going to write that one down. I'll write that one down too, Mel.
See, I think I always I always base my wins on the previous game. I can see us winning, but I just don't think there's going to be many points scored in this game. I think it's going to be a real close one. Shit, I don't even think it'll get into the 20s, to be honest. I don't know.
24-22. Rangatira Tuare says 24-22 was. Tahi Bro 24-16 to the Mana Wave. Becco 22-14.
Yeah. Who kicks their conversions? Is it Matt Burden? It is Burden, eh? Yeah,
They got
I'm
a
sure.
few kickers in there, eh? Because they got Avrilo. Have a look.
I'm sure it's Burden.
Right.
It'll be good. I think Serraldo will be hungry, eh? Hungry to get a dub over his mate.
Well, don't forget that he was Penrith's defensive coach as well. So,
Kelly Pukero 28.
so him and it'll be two coaches going up against each other, two rookie coach, well, that were assistant coaches at the Penrith Panthers are now going up against each other. We've won against them last year. I don't know.
It is Birdo. He is the kicker.
Adam Pompey, he's missed a couple. I don't know. Shit, man. Could even go into Golden Point. Fucking hell. I don't know, guys. I can't tip this one. I just think it'll be really close.
Okay.
But I'm not going to tip a winner or points. But I just think it'll be a close game.
Probably.
I hope not.
My one's going to be real close.
Just tip the Bulldogs again, the opposing team again, Tans, and then
good idea.
I'll put you down for a 22-12 to the Doggies, eh? There you go. There you go. And that's the curse, which means we're gonna take out that game.
Nice.
Nah, definitely it's gonna be a tough one. I've only been watching the highlights of the Doggies, and they just seem to be I suppose just in control, I suppose, right? Like very, very level-headed, closing games out, and having Kōrero on their team. I think in the beginning, people were like kind of scratching their heads. Oh, Kōrero's over there, but now far out. I actually saw Kikau do a little grubber kick in behind. I think on the weekend as well. So,
Hey man, what about Mitch Barnett's kick? That was pretty good. There was a nice little dab there too.
That was off the cuff.
Yeah, man. That was a nice little kick. I liked it. I was like, oh, man.
That is shot. And I just realized that I'm thinking about Bulldogs last year because fucking Averillo doesn't play for them. He plays for Dolphins. What the fuck am I on?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Not even I noticed.
Hopefully you guys Bulldogs play like last year. Hey, play like last year, not this year.
Who's Connor Tracy? I'm not too sure if he's. No, isn't Connor Tracy? No, he is at the Bulldogs now. Didn't he used to be at the?
He was at the Sharks before that.
So I think he was out injured. So then if he comes back, then who you got? Perez and Perez out there on the edge with. Come on, Pete, talk to us in the chat there, eh?
Or Jarrell Skelton. Be Skelton, eh?
Oh, yes. Number 5. Yes.
Yeah, Skelton's with
him. So he's on your right. On your left, sorry. And I'm sure Perez is he's on your left.
And then Sherry will be replaced by Crichton.
Bronson Cherry. Ooh, damn.
Tough one. And what are we
going
to see?
He's a good player, that Bronson Cherry, man. I rate him, as a centre. I think he's pretty good. I actually think, yeah. I think if he keeps playing, maybe in 1 or 2 years he'll be playing Origin.
You think we can see much of a difference in our team selection on come tomorrow, team?
No way.
No,
I don't think there'll be any changes. I think Walker will start again.
14-17,
yep. I think Harris will come off the bench. I think that was the least minutes. Tohu Harris has probably played, and actually, 25 minutes he played on the weekend, and I like that. I think that's a perfect number.
Rolled.
Last minutes the last 10 minutes of the first half and then the first 15. I think that was really well balanced out. And I think we should keep, even Capewell, man. I thought he was quite impressive on the weekend. I think he imposed, defensively, he was good. Yeah, you definitely noticed him there out on the edges anyway, defending, I thought. But I don't think we'll see any changes. I hope not. I hope we just leave it as it is.
Well,
And it's got no relevance to us, but I think I was just reading Tuponoa sign for them next year too.
Oh, yeah.
So the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Sign with them.
They're
with the
gonna take
Bulldogs.
sign with the Bulldogs.
Well, I think that's a good signing. I think they need more. Yeah. I think that's a good signing for them.
Yeah, 4-year deal.
I think that's good.
rather
Him out
doing the
in the
business.
second row. Because who's in there? So William Kikau. Oh, fucking hell! Usually I know everyone's name. I can't even think tonight.
Kikau and Salmon.
Oh yeah, Jason Salmon. He's good too.
Hey, hold on.
But actually, I look at their forward pack compared to ours, and I think our forward pack's way better. Even with the likes of Viliami Kikau, I still think our forward pack's better. Jamin Salmon. Who else is there, Ty? Then you got Reed, mate. So you got who's this?
Reed, Max King. Then you've
Yeah,
got.
hey.
I'm just looking at the line. Say Bailey Hayward played 13 last week, and Sam Hughes played the other prop.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I think our forward pack's way better than theirs.
Yeah, I think our 4-pack's way better than his.
Yeah.
If they show up,
even
it just comes down to the back line.
Actually, across all positions, I think the only one would be Critter. Actually, that but I mean, we all know that RTS has got that label in it. Well, that's when he was at fullback. He really hasn't. So this will be the game for him going up against Critter. Is a really important game for RTS to stamp his authority on that centre position. Is going up against Critter.
100%.
Because any centre going up against Critter must be quite like, oh, fucking need to put my best rugby boots on this weekend.
And he's only 23. Like he's accomplished everything almost in the game.
Like, even him in Origin, man, like, bro.
Sorry, welcome to the Bulldogs fan TV, guys.
Yeah.
Nah, hell no.
No, we're just giving credit where credit's due,
exactly.
man. Like, you've got to, that's why you got to know who you're going up against, and I just think he's their biggest strike weapon apart from him and probably Kikau, I'd say. I don't really,
Who's their fullback?
Connor Tracy. Is it Connor Tracy in it, eh?
Blake Tafe.
Oh, yeah. He's so Connor
Rabbit.
Yeah, I don't really rate him either, to be honest. So on paper, I definitely think our team looks light years ahead of theirs, actually.
Yep.
But obviously they're just using their defence because, like they say, defence wins games.
Yeah, I don't.
And off the back of their defence comes their points. But I just maybe I think we're more than capable of getting the dub.
Got you down for 22-12 anyway, Tans.
Okay. Is that Warriors?
For the doggies. So just let us know. I'll put you down for the doggies.
Okay.
Just let us know. But I just want to make a point out there. Is that one of those heritage jerseys that you've got on right there?
Yeah.
Bro, those look nice on the weekend, man.
Yeah.
Like real nice. So
I thought I'd wear it because I haven't even worn it ever since I bought it. I think I've worn it once. And that was I think that was to go to the supermarket.
You're one of those ones. Buy it and just put it in the closet next to all the other ones.
Yeah, fucking something. I was like, because I was thinking, damn, I haven't even worn it, man. And then I got my Warriors Udi that my daughter bought me.
Jealous.
So,
jealous over here. I actually want one of those indigenous ones. They're real nice.
I had to get one, bro. I had to get one. I was just like, oh man, they just look too good. We looked slick as on the weekend.
We did.
I'm like, bro, like
that's why we won.
That's the spunk.
That's why we won, guys.
Those outfits on.
It's the jersey.
And TMM, I got to say, man, like, brother, you look slick in that White Warriors fit.
Oh,
Straight up.
Tans,
Oh.
TMM, expect a DM coming in through soon from Tans.
I'm just
A
like,
proposal.
nah, because Māoris look good in white, man. That's what I'm saying. Like brown skin people, and hey, I'm just saying, brown skin people look good in white. You know it.
Nah,
We
the boys
all
look
know
good.
it.
The boys look on fire.
Yeah.
Locked in on the weekend.
Well, don't even lie, man. All you brown people in comments, when you've gone to nightclub, you got please, like there would have been the times where, especially you fellas, the white t-shirt with the gold chain.
Talking
the
about
white, maybe the white Air Forces. You know.
I know your
You know the
style
drip.
now.
You know
I
the
know your
drip.
style now,
You know
Tans.
the drip.
Talking about Warriors and in the weekend, it was good to see all the old fellas. It made me feel old though. I was like, shucks, those are the guys I watched.
Yeah, man. That must be a pretty good feeling in the sheds, though, knowing you're standing there with all those legends, eh?
Definitely. Got to lift you up, eh?
Mm.
And also to get a dub as well, in
Yeah.
front of them,
Yep.
in front of another sellout, in front of them, in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And big ups to everybody that came along to that crowd looked like it was pumping.
Bro, what about that blonde chick? Like, she just cracks me up. Like, I've watched the game, like I said, but the blonde chick that's in the audience went on that
The Broncos fans
what's
with her.
the blonde chick,
Yeah.
and she's
her
on the
boyfriend.
team. I think it was the CHT try. Oh yeah,
She's dancing.
yeah. Where CHT came in from behind and grounded it when they thought Katoni Staggs knocked it out, and she's waiting for the. Fuck, she's funny. It cracked me up anyway. She was just hardcore riding it like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Nah, e te whānau, that's us for tonight. That's us for Monday night kōrero. Again, manawa tia matariki. Hope you guys have an awesome, good start to the new year by having a win. Let's back it up with another one, eh? Let's back it up with a Bulldogs win on the weekend. So
I hope we have a good ref. I mean, I know there's no good refs. I know that, but fucking hell, man. I actually hope. Who's the bald one? Actually, you think I know that? Ashley Klein, eh? He's the bald one, right? I actually think we have him because all the other ones we haven't had him for ages. Actually, where has he been?
His Origin, wasn't he?
No, but straight up, when was the last time he actually officiated one of our games? Fuck, I can't even remember him officiating. I'm sure it's only been one. This seems like one or two. I can't remember having him for ages.
Anyone in the chat can do the research for us. Look up when last time he officiated our game.
Because I think the last time he did quite well. But
all I know is that I'll be preparing myself for some call that goes crazy, just so we're ready by the time it comes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be preparing for that too, guys. But guys, appreciate you guys coming on. Everyone at home for sticking with us. Let's go up the Warriors.
Yeah, man. Warriors all day, baby.
Yeah, Warriors.
Up the mighty Warriors, and I'll see you guys on the next one, and also on the social medias as well. Ka kite whānau.
Thank you.
See